Hi, it's Luan from Google Tech, and today we're gonna continue with our Soma cube that we made last week. As you remember, we already did the V and the T cube. Now we need to do the rest of this, but I did ask you to do some practice with the Z and the L. We can quickly do that just to show you how to do it, and then we continue with the A, B, and P. Now let's start with the Z. So let's get the new file. Okay, then we go with sketch from the top, then we can go with poly lines here. Just quickly sketch the Z like this somewhere around here. Okay, the Z more or less like this. Oops, yeah. Okay, so it's done. As you know, it's a polycube, so we all of this little edge have to be equal, right? So let's go to escape, select all of the little edges here, 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 and here. We want them to be equal. So that's it. Now we need to constrain this one to be vertical, right? And also this one, let me see. Yeah, this is already vertical because it's aligned with this one. It's coincident here. So vertical is done. We set it equal. So now, since we already set it equal, we need to set a value for it, right? So here is the constraint. We put the vertical dimension is 20, like the other cube that we did. So it's done for that. Now we know that from here to here is another cube because they are polycube. They have 4 cube together, right? 1 cube, 2 cubes, 3, and 4. Okay, so yeah, if you can see here, Z is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So here we know that the distance from here to here have to equal the distance from here to here. There are 2 ways to set it. Either you can set the dimension directly, or you can set this distance equal to this one using other reference, but for now we just set it with the dimension. It's easier. I can talk about that when we get to higher level. So here to here, we know it should be equal. It should be 20. And you see, just to recall, right after you set that dimension, it becomes fully constrained because it is fixed. So is it done for the sketch of the Z? Now we just need to part it up for 20 and become a polycube, right? We can close the sketch, go to path, and then add another 20. So here we have the Z cube, and I will save it at Z. Okay, so we're done with Z. Now the last one is the L here. Okay, L here. L is very similar to V, but instead of 1 cube here, we have another cube added into it. So just let's do it very quickly. New file, sketch on the top, and then we go with the polyline here, here, and then here and here. So yes, that's it. And we know that this, and this will be equal to 20, right? So here, here, and here, put them equal. Okay, and this one we need them to be vertical. Also this one vertical, right? Now we need to set them for 20 right here. You see 20. So we good. But we on next time is like we need to set the distance from here to here have to be 2 times of this because we need 1 cube, 3 cube. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is 2 cubes over here. When we know the distance is 20, so that one should be 40. Now let's set it. The horizontal dimension, it should be 40. You can also set it, for example, when you go over each of them, you can choose the shortcut for it. So with horizontal, we can type the shortcut is L, and this one is shortcut I, so that just for you to do. If you want to do with the shortcut to be faster, hotkey, sorry. Anyway, so we have this already fixed. What we need to close it and then path it to 20 like we did with all the other. Okay, so we can save it at L. So look, we already cover all of the flat cube, the cube that's flat. It's just only one part that fixes it. I hope you did them correctly. Now let's go to a little bit more challenge. We can add another cube over it because we have 3D pieces here. The piece what we have here is the A and B and P. Okay, if you look carefully, you could tell that A and B are mirrors each other, and they are very similar to V. Okay, this is the V cube that we have here, V and V here. The difference is they just add one more cube over one edge of the V, which is this edge here. So we know that it's very similar. We can start with using the V cube shape we already created to add it, to add the new thing into it. So what we can do, we can open our V. Okay, so we have it here. Then we save it in the new name. Okay, we save it. Here we have A. Okay, so at the A, you're gonna have one cube over here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna draw one cube over there and just path it out, right? So again, go to sketch from the top surface. If you notice that the top surface we have here is the bottom of the shape, right? So let's say we need to draw a cube, okay? And so here we just need to basically draw a cube. First trick, to see your sketch surface on the sketch, you can go to here. Okay, so you can view section. So you can section cut it. Section might mean that they cut it right at the sketch surface so that you can see your sketch clearly. Don't get covered like this. So go like this. Now you can see your sketch here. Second trick, we know this cube has to be exactly the same dimension of this, right? So there's two ways. Either you try to merge it. Either you try to make it here and there, like here, and try to make it correctly because you know this is 20, so this is another 20, so measure from here to here is 20. That is one way to do it. But the other better way to do it is use the reference, external reference, which is, instead of this, we can use this edge and this already there as a reference. Let me show you. You go with this here, create external geometry. When you click on that, they can create these two edges, which of them have three points. This is three of our reference point, and you see they are red. They are not moved. They are fixed to the reference that we choose. And now it's simple because we want this square to be fit in here, right? So we can just need to put a constraint here, this point. Okay, let's move them here. We want this point merge to this point merge to this, and this point merge to this, right? So we choose this one and this one. We add the constraint coincident, or you can just type C, and that's it done. Also here and here, C, here and here, C. So now it's fixed. It's fully constrained because we use reference geometry. It needs to fix right on the surface and on the edges here. Now we're done. We need to path it for 20, right? So we go to path and we add the thing we want, 20. Did you notice anything? Because we use the same top surface to sketch the V and also the new cube we put, so that's why the new cube was inside here. It's not out, it's not popping up, it's inside here. So there are two ways to fix this. The first way is that we use this surface as the sketch surface, not the top. But with that, disadvantage is that the reference system in FreeCAD is not so good. So sometimes it messes up. the other option, anyway, I'm going to show you about the external geometry later, but now the other option is that we can extrude this instead of up from the top surface up like this. We can extrude it down so that the other thing part up, it creates exactly the shape what we want. I'm going to show you right now so easier for you to see. You go to the model, and the first part, we know that it pop up like this and the other also pop like this, and they cover each other, right? We just need to pop it down instead of up. So we go to path, and there's an option to choose. They call it reverse here. You see, right after I choose it, it popped down, and that's what we want. So we can see okay. And now when you okay, to see the object here, you can just use space. Okay, here space. Okay, now we see. So now we have this thing pop out from the top, this thing popped up from the top, and we have the A cube here. Okay, I will save it. So this is how you create the 8 with the top on the with the thing on the top like that. Now similarly we can create the B top. Okay, and then I'm going to keep the pyramid, the P, for you to do it at home. So this is A. Okay, I cannot save it at P. Okay, at 8 already. Now I can save it at B. Okay, now within the P, which means that we need to edit the sketch, right? So the cube, instead of here, it had to go here. What I do is I can just delete this one. Okay, use the external geometry by selecting this edge and this edge. Now we can make a square or rectangle. We can use it from here to here, and the same way we merge this and this with C, this and this with C. Okay, close. And now when since you update the sketch, the path also updated. So we see it come here, it become our B. Now that we've done with the all of the cube except the P one, and I hope you can practice to do it at home. And then next week we're gonna continue with assemble all of them together to become a cube like you see here, this one here. Okay, next week we're gonna learn how to do this assembly to merge them all together, and maybe if we have time we can also do with the assembly, explode assembly, to see the animation. But if we don't have time, it's gonna be the week coming. So for your exercise, try to do the P cube here, the orange one, this one here. Okay, and then next week we're gonna see what we can do. Have a good weekend.